Welcome to this video, and today we're going to learn how to slip, in this case here, or against a cross here. In this case, I'm moving my head out of the way, and the principle behind this is again to try to get away from the punch. So every time we talk about this, we talk about head movement. A lot of people confuse head movement with just this when they move, and it's not just that. You also have to engage your feet. In this case, your foot is going to slightly move inwards or inwards with the other foot, depending on the area that you're going to be moving towards. And if you are escaping, you normally want to slip from the outside. We're going to actually define first the type of slips that you have. You can actually move towards the outside or towards the inside. Moving towards the outside is much safer for obvious reasons, because if you're here, you're partially covered by the other person's arm. But if you're here, in this case on the inside, the other person can punch you right away and you're not covered by anything. Keep in mind that obviously you cannot rely also in the other person's arms. You have to still remain with your hands up. So the way that you're going to start practicing this is by focusing first on the head movement and the footwork, and after that we'll engage our hands and piece everything together. So the first thing, again, you're going to put your hands behind your back. All you need to do is moving slightly out of the way. In this case, you're going to move out of the arm and slightly closer towards the wrist. Now, that is actually a perfect position to start, to begin with. But once you get used to doing that, again, that can be done against a jab or a cross. Again, I'm going to be kind of like slightly closer towards the wrist. You can go deeper, and in this case, you can go this deep. As you can see, I'm kind of closer now towards the forearm or the elbow, and in this case, when I go, for example, against the jab, I'm going to go slightly deeper, and that is obviously for when I want to use that against the other person to attack more of the body. Or I can lean backwards as I escape towards the side. In this case, I'm actually leaning back to escape, but I can also use that for me to gain distance to attack with my legs. Once you actually get used to those movements, again, straight towards the side, slightly forward, slightly backwards. Keep in mind that everything comes from the same position. You cannot go straight forward. You still have to go towards the side and forward, and side and backwards, but you have to do it in one motion. You can actually do it off of, again, the jab and the cross. You should be able to do it the same skills on the other side. You can do 1 and 2 going forward, or these slightly backwards. The only thing about the backwards on this side is, as you can see, I'm going to show you from the front, you are now going to be in a very compromised position, because now you're dividing now the balance a lot, because your back foot is going to be elevated, but at the same time you're twisting towards that side. So this can only be a very temporary position. You can not remain in that position for too long, because the person can cash in that and push you or hit you, and there's not a lot that you can do because you're already in a very imbalanced position. Now, once you have that, you have again the outside. You can also do the same thing on the inside, but as I said before, it's much less safe. So we're not going to explain that. We're going to explain the slipping on the inside in a different video. So what should you do with your hands? Well, in the beginning, you're going to start just by moving your head out of the way, and the hands are going to remain in the same position, meaning you're going to do the same skill, and then you're going to just keep your hands there, right there, and then you're going to do the same for the 3 different areas. Again, forward, sideways, or leaning back. As you can see, I'm slipping and moving in different directions. But later on, you want to engage this hand, particularly when you want to learn how to parry. So it's a good habit to start developing that idea of moving your head and your hand at the same time. So how are you going to do that? So if your hands are here on the side parallel to your shoulders and a little bit closer next to your chin, what you want is to put your hands where your head is and your head where your hands are. So basically is this, basically substituting the lines between the center line in which your head is for your hand and with your head towards the hand. So basically you can start by doing just a single motion first to get used to doing these. Again, one more time, 1 and 2, and try to combine those in one beat, meaning do this. As you can see, I'm not moving this hand yet, but I should, because if I'm sleeping, as I said before, I'm also engaging this foot by twisting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same motion, but now I'm going to twist, and I'm going to keep my other hand up. So it's going to be here. So again, one more time, this, One more time, this. And you can combine that with all the motions that we were looking at before. Now against the jab, you can go forward, as I said before. You can remain on the side, or you can go slightly backwards. Now, the usefulness of the parry is because it's going to move that hand far away, and then you can also distract the other person for something else. Like, for example, if you want to go close and punch right away, that's a much better option. If you want to remain in the same position, going sideways, and do your gunting, in this case attacking the arm, you can also do so. And even if you're going to move out of the way, calling attention for the upper body and kicking low, you should actually engage this hand, because again, it's going to call attention to the upper body at the very least, and obviously it's going to redirect the punch towards the other side, which is obviously a very useful skill to have. So these are just a few examples on how to start sleeping. And as usual, if you like this video, click like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I see you in the next one. Ush.